And good morning on day 9. What a beautiful day it is today. Had a good sleep last night when I got to sleep. The pilgrim group ate quite late actually, so in the end I ate some of my own food and got into the tent. I needed to get some rest. So when they finished their meal, obviously they needed to talk. They wanted to catch up about their experiences in the day. So I ended up only getting to sleep at about 11:30. And then woke up around 5:30. So I'm actually feeling a little bit tired today. We've got about 17 and a bit kilometres to hike to a place called Mandela. The lady who runs the hostel there is actually out on the trail today helping to clear some of the path. So she said to me not to arrive till around 6 o'clock this evening. So I've got a nice, slow and easy day. I'm almost at the highest point of today's hike. Then I've got a long downhill for about 5-6 kilometres. Then a couple of steep ascents over the next few kilometres, and then drop down into Mandela. The other challenge of today is there are no water fountains anywhere along the route apart from a couple of small villages, and it's going to be a hot one today, so I need to make sure that I'm keeping myself nice and stocked up and nice and hydrated. Okay, let's take a look at the route. The 17 kilometres between Ostello San Michele and Mandela on day 9 of the Cammino di San Benedetto were a mix of easy hiking and steep ascents and descents. The day started with a slow and easy ascent through open woodlands, followed by a descent on stony paths to Licenza. I missed a turning here, so entered the town on the quiet main road, stopping for lunch and a break from the sun and humidity for an hour or so. After lunch, the day grew hotter and the shade scarcer, so I was happy when I reached my pilgrim accommodation close to Mandela and could rest for a while before walking up to the village of Mandela for dinner and a well-deserved beer. A good day of walking and a good number of kilometres under the belt too. So here we are, just passing the highest point of today's hike, and the descent begins. The highest point isn't always a peak, and that's good sometimes. So we've got very mixed surfaces on this trail today. This kind of loose rock, especially going downhill, is actually my least favourite. I find that it slips much more easily than you would like, and it's never a good thing on a downward slope. This trail has excellent signage. 99% of the time that I've had to check the GPS, it's basically been because I was standing just a little bit too far back or to the left or right to actually see the signage. But overall, a massive thumbs up for the work that the teams have done to get this signage done. So once again, our path, some kind of little spring, rivulet, have crossed paths. That does mean is that in any kind of wet weather, this path would become pretty treacherous. It's already a little bit slippy underfoot, and there's not particularly a lot of water yet, so something to bear in mind. Realised that I missed the turning to come to Licenza, but I'm a little bit too far to turn back, so I'm just going to keep going on the road. I've seen 2 cars so far, so it's not super busy. A few feline friends here. Looking very inquisitive. Today is an interesting day. You're either walking along relatively straightforward paths, or you're going super steep uphill or super steep downhill. There seems to be very little in the middle. The morning was pretty straightforward. Nothing really challenging, no real kind of difficulties. The challenge has actually been the heat and the humidity. It was pretty exposed, so there was not a lot of shade for quite a long stretch, about 2 kilometres. Then we went into the woods and hit a path that was just practically climbing a ladder at one point. So I've now hit the more level section that I'll be going on for about 3 kilometres, 4 kilometres before I make the descent, and then small ascent up into Mandela. But yeah, the weather is hotting up now. It's about 23 degrees, but with the humidity it's feeling closer to 26, 27. But it's also the stretch where there are no fountains, as I said this morning, so if it is hot like this, make sure you bring water. There are very few places to get water along the way, and on a hot day you will need it. So I'm making a little deviation here. I'm not actually going to go up into Mandela. My accommodation is about 1.5 kilometres further along the route, so I'm taking the sort of the low route, if you like, to get there, which is what the owners have recommended. So I've got about 15-20 minutes to go now, and then I can get into some shade. Looking forward to it. Here we are, just outside Mandela, at the end of day 9 in this lovely shared pilgrim accommodation. Marcia, the lady who runs it, is actually one of the friends of the Cammino di San Benedetto, so she's very heavily involved in the organisation. As I mentioned earlier, she was actually out today helping keep the path clean. While I was checking in, the guy who wrote the guidebook, Simone, actually called her to discuss some of the challenges that they're having with one of the bridges locally, and how they're getting the mayor involved, and how it's been posted online to try and sort of persuade people to move a little bit quicker. That was quite funny. I actually spoke to him a little bit, just sort of who I was and was I enjoying the walk, and just explaining that yes, I had a few problems, but they were all of my own making. So it's very good to talk. I'm gonna get up very early tomorrow because it's a 27-kilometre day, so I'm gonna have an early night tonight. I'll wander to a place that Marcia has recommended to me. It's about 1 kilometre away because I need more walking. But it sounds like a place that I can get sort of some pasta, some good salads, that kind of stuff. I think that's what I'm craving at the moment. So I'll sign off for today, and we'll see you again tomorrow. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the videos. Please do like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow.